said some prayers. God's got his hand all over this.
Yeah.
Number one, girl. Proud of you.
Where's Grandma? She'll be here later. Her big debut. Hey, Arm. We're all happy for her. Yeah, we're all happy for her.
All right.
I'm excited, like it happened to me.
Religious focus is to change lives all over the world. Everybody's going to be blessed by it. Everybody's going to be blessed by it.
Whatever gifts and talents are in us were meant to be given away to bless others. Something as simple as a smile or a word of encouragement given can bless the world. Amen. Let's celebrate you and give you insight and seeing and learning to appreciate your greatness. Without it, you will never allow what God has put in you to flow out of you.
How do you introduce somebody like this? You know, she's an introduction of her own. You know, I love her to death. I just, I'm so blessed by her and motivated and inspired by her. You know, she does so much for so many people. She pours into everybody's life. Anybody that she comes in contact with, she pours into their lives. We are here to celebrate you. So we're going to let her come in so we can celebrate her.
Steed. I wrote a book called Hey, Let's Celebrate You. Who me? Yes, you. Okay, first of all, I've always wanted to write a book. For years I wanted to write a book. I sat down, I wrote journals and started a book. My first book I tried to start was called Seasons of Change. I wrote about, the different changes that happen in people's lives and how difficult it is to experience change. So I wrote for a little bit, then I stopped. I never really continued to pursue it. In about 2012, I heard a word from the Lord, and the Lord said to me that He wanted me to write a book, and He wanted it to be finished before 2013 came in. So I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, what do you want me to write about? And I did a Bible study on discouragement and how destructive discouragement is. And He said to me, I want you to do a book that deals with discouragement. And He said He wants me to write on discouragement because people really need it. They really need this book. They really need to know how to get out of discouragement, because once you get in discouragement, it can be a destructive force that can kill your dreams and kill you if you allow it to. So I'll say this is what happened to me. I had two dreams. And this is really important to the evolution or the creation of this book. I had a dream. The first dream I had was I was at the Church of Christian Compassion, and I was in the brand new building. And at the time I had this dream, the building wasn't even, it was being built, but it wasn't built yet. And I was in the building, and they were getting ready to have a service, and I was talking to the pastor, just having a conversation with the pastor, and I was holding this baby. Okay, now who the baby was, I have no idea. All I know was in the dream, I was holding a baby. And as the dream progressed, the pastor said to me, we're getting ready to start service. I said, oh, okay, I'll go have a seat. And the pastor said, no, you're going to do the service. You're going to preach the service. I said, oh my God, what? said, yes, you're going to preach the service. So I said, oh my God, Lord, what am I going to do? How am I going to, I don't know what to say. I wasn't prepared for this. And the Lord said to me, you're going to preach what I have been putting in you all along. So as I started, I started to minister, and as I'm ministering, I'm walking around ministering and holding this baby. Who the baby was, I can't even tell you what the baby looked like, but all I know is during the whole process of me ministering in this service, I was holding this baby. So the next day, I was on my way to work, and I called my girlfriend, Monique, who is a minister at Church of Christian Compassion. And I said, Monique, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that I was at your church, the new building, and I was talking to Pastor Herndon, and Pastor Herndon said to me, service is getting ready to start, and he said to me, you're going to speak this at the service. And I was like shocked, and I said, but all during this time I was speaking, I was holding this baby. And so she said, Mary, you're carrying a baby. There's a baby that you're carrying that God wants you to, that's going to be an instrument of ministry for you. That's why in your dream you was carrying this baby. So I was like, oh my God, well, what is this baby, So then, when 2012, on New Year's Day, I'll say from midnight, somewhere between midnight and morning, I had another dream. And in that dream, I was having a baby. And in the dream, I gave birth to this baby. All I can tell you is that it was a big, fat, healthy baby, and it came suddenly. Okay? Because this is what happened. In the dream, me and my husband, we was out at Fairmount Park, and I said to him, I said, Willie, I'm getting ready to have this baby. And for some reason, we didn't have a car, we had to take a cab. So we got in this cab, and as soon as we got in the cab, my water broke. I said, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to make it to the hospital. He says, why? I said, because my water broke, and I don't know if I'll be able, I'll jump out of this cab before before we get there with the pain, because I know how it is when your water breaks, that pain really starts coming, I said, I'll probably jump out of this cab before we get there. Anyway, we got to the hospital, we got through the hospital doors, and these doctors come, it's like they were there waiting for me to come. And when I got in there, I said, listen, I ain't going to make it to the delivery room. You just going to take me in a room because this baby coming now. So they took me in this room. I was in a wheelchair. They took me in this room, the first room they came to, put me on the table. As soon as they put me on the table, I gave birth to this big, beautiful baby. What the baby looked like, I can't tell you. All I know is she's a big, beautiful baby. I happened to talk to my cousin Shirley. I was telling her about this dream, and she said to me, she says, you're getting ready to give birth to a baby in ministry. I said, wow, I just had the other dream about carrying a baby as I was ministering. Now you're saying I'm going to get ready to give birth to this dream. And shortly after that, I got this command from the Lord that he wanted me to write this book, and he wanted it to be done before 2012 went out. When 2013 came in, it had to be done. So I said, okay, Lord, I remember getting an assignment from the Lord before and not doing anything with it, and it was a big mistake, because that assignment that the Lord gave me, I could be a billionaire now. A billionaire, okay? And it was the biggest mistake I ever did, because I see when somebody came out with my idea, now they're making billions. Those billions could have been mine. But anyway, I said to the Lord, give me another idea, Lord, please give me another assignment, because, I blew that one. But anyway, my assignment now was to write this book. And so I made it in my heart that I was going to do it. And as soon as I sat down to start writing, like before, it was hard getting my thoughts together when I was sitting on purpose to write a book. But what happened is, all of a sudden, as I sat down to start writing this book that the Lord commanded me to write, it was like I was a secretary. He was speaking, I was writing. And it just came so easy. It came really easy. And so I completed my assignment. I completed my assignment of writing the book. And before 2012 went out, not only did I have this book written, but also a children's book that I have is finished. But the children's book is going to be a series because it's dedicated to my mom, and it's going to be a series of books for children. So now that the book was written, now it came the time for it to be published. You know, I had no idea about publishing or who to, what to do. I looked on it in the phone book. I looked up, on the internet publishers. I had no idea who how to go about even getting a publisher. And I said, well, you know what? Whatever book I write, I want it to be on the New York Times bestseller list, right? So I know that Joyce Meyer and Joel Osteen, they're on the New York Times bestseller list. And who is their publisher? So I had my daughter look it up, and so when I looked it up, I found out you had to have some kind of person who will go sell your book.
A publicist.
Publicist, yeah. Well, anyway, I said, okay, well, I'll do whatever I gotta do. I don't even know how to start that, but whatever I gotta do, I'll do it. But anyway, in the process of looking that stuff up, I filled out this form for, that a publisher, I didn't know who they were, but I know it was on the line where I had went to seek out Joyce and Joel's publishers. So I filled out my information, and next thing I know, I got a call from them, and I told the person about my book, and so, they said that they could help me. And so I started getting my stuff ready, because what happened is that I wrote my book out in longhand, but I did hire my cousin Kim to type it up for me. So I had to wait for her to type it up for me so I could submit it. But then when I had it all typed up, I found out that they don't receive stuff like that. It's the 21st century. So it had to be Microsoft Word. It had to be sent Microsoft Word. So then my daughter Tanya helped me to, get it all typed up Microsoft Word between her and my sister Bunny, and we submitted it to the publishers. And so since that process, they had a guy edit it, and he wrote me, when he finished editing, he thanked me for the opportunity to edit that book. He said it was authentic, it was musical, it was very, very inspiring, and he said that he knows that countless people will be inspired by the book. I was like, oh my God, this is a professional editor saying it about my stuff, The book is about, hey, let's celebrate you. Who, me, yes, you. My granddaughter Harmony, I was just gonna write, hey, let's celebrate you, and drop the who, me, yes, you. But my granddaughter Harmony says, I like it. I said, okay, maybe. I thought it was kind of cute, but I thought people might think it was corny, So I said, you know what, Harmony, I'm going to go on your word, and I think it'll catch on. So anyway, the book is about celebrating you. The reason why I'm passionate about it is because I never liked me. I grew up not liking me, not appreciating me, thinking that I was, the scum of the earth. And that I know. And through this experience, through a process of years of beating myself up, not liking who I was, always putting myself down, thinking that everybody was better than me, the Lord wanted me to, He used my experiences and my thoughts and my how I felt about things and my voice. I found out through writing this book, I have a voice. I have a voice. I have a voice that's me. And through that process, I learned to appreciate my voice. When somebody tried to change my voice, I was really upset about it, because I knew that when the Lord told me to write this book, He wanted it in my voice. He wanted it to come through me, and so I learned that, I needed to celebrate me for my gifts, my talents, and the call that I have on my life. Because the thing is that what I realized in the process of this book is that God has given everybody gifts, everybody callings. He's wired people for certain things. Like I look at Michael Jackson and I look at Whitney Houston. I love Michael Jackson and I love Whitney Houston. I love Da Vinci art, Picasso, and each one of those people have gifts that we celebrate, that we say, oh my God, yeah, they're geniuses, you know, because they learned how to express the gifts that God put in them. You know, and when you look at Michael Jackson dance, it's not just watching somebody dance, it's like seeing poetry in motion. It's like looking at a beautiful piece of art, you know, and he was so natural at it, and Whitney too. You know, everybody appreciates their gifts. But you know, when you come down to you personally, you say, oh man, you know, look at Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston and Picasso and all those guys, you know, they got real gifts. What do you got, you know? But the Lord was showing me that our gifts are just as great as theirs. You know, because just like we celebrate and appreciate the gifts that Michael Jackson had, Whitney Houston, Picasso, Vinci, there's gifts in us that we haven't even tapped into because we didn't think that we were good enough, you know. But God showed me through writing this book that when we realize how He made us, who He made us to be, that our gifts are just as great, and they can touch just as many people's lives if we let it. You know, the problem with Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and the artists is that they flowed freely with giving out their gifts to bless people with. My mission for this book is that people will read the book and understand who they are and how special they are, and that they do have gifts and callings that they were wired for, that they're geniuses in their own right, and that they can be a blessing to people in this world, I mean to the world. Just like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston were a blessing to the world, you have a gift in you that's a blessing to the whole world. You know?
All right. That's it.
Hi, I'm Yvonne, Linda's cousin. How's everybody? And I'm so happy for her book. And God has blessed her and He will continue to bless her. Bye-bye. That's all.
My name's Carrie Costner. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. First cousin to Linda, and we wish her much success.
Alright, my name's Brianna. My Aunt Lynn. I'm proud of her. She's worked very hard on this, so I can't wait to see and read the finished product.
I'm Bunny. I'm Linda's sister, and I'm so proud of you. I love you so much, and you are, like Sister Benjamin said, a star is born today. I love you, baby.
Hi, it's Christy. As soon as I just want to congratulate you. I'm very proud of you. You've always been a very motivating person, and I'm so glad